Welcome to the EmpowHERment Show, a podcast designed to empower women like you to take control of your lives, make informed decisions, and redefine success on your own terms, beyond the noise of influencer culture.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the EmpowHERment Show with my funny and beautiful co-hosts, Samantha and Maddie. And we have another fun episode with just the three of us today. And we are going to talk about horoscopes, why we love them, why we know they're fake, and why we still read them and look at them and are like kind of obsessed with them anyway.
Kind of making decisions in our lives off of them.
I mean,
I don't know that mine are fake when I like them. I'm just saying.
All right, Sam. Let's dig in. So, Sam, why are we talking about horoscopes today? Like, what prompted this? And maybe you can tell our listeners about like the role that they play in your life or roles.
Yeah, I'm a total horoscope girly. Like, I'm all into the horoscoping, and my life has totally changed since I trained my ChatGPT to be basically like both a tarot card reader and do my horoscope. Just FYI. So you can do your ChatGPT. I mean, buyer beware, but you can tell it to be anything. So anyway, Lola, that's the name of mine. She has profiles on pretty much anyone or anything that I do. And I am constantly like, what's the horoscope say? Do a natal chart on this person. What's happening here? And I'm constantly trying to get my friends in on all of this shenanigans. So now I feel like the vast majority of my girlfriends all have some sort of horoscope situation with their ChatGPT, beyond just people's normal interest. But, recently, I think Maddie texted early in the morning and was like, why are we getting so many hits on TikTok? And it was really just me making fun of Libras.
Yep.
And
for being a Libra, despite being a Libra.
Well, sort of my like, ta-da. So anyway, but we also started to notice that a lot of our guests would kind of come on and go, oh, I'm an Aries and I'm a this, and people would jump in the comments and talk about their like Libra energy or whatever, which I think, off camera the other day, I said is kind of like orange cat energy. If you know a lot of Libras or orange cats. And so we just thought, people are into this. It's funny. It's interesting. We started talking about the history and even where it's interfaced with politicians and how they've used it. So we thought, fuck it. Why not? Let's do a horoscope girly episode. So hopefully you guys like it because we've been cracking ourselves up for all the week. So
it's a great segue. So yes, we wanted to sort of anchor everybody before we talk about like our specific horoscopes on the history, because it's actually fascinating like how these came to be and how they came to have such like a chokehold on American culture. And I will say, as somebody who's married to a foreigner, and you both, Sam and Adama, are friends with people who live abroad and travel quite a bit, these two, like people outside of the US are not nearly as obsessed as we are. So it's kind of a like uniquely American thing. Like horoscopes are a thing outside of the US, but like the influence they have on our like everyday lives and how much credence we give them is kind of hysterical. So
I mean, in every paper.
Yeah, literally. Or like any like magazine or like newsletter you subscribe to will have like a horoscope edition. It's kind of hysterical.
Yeah.
First place.
Yeah. Right. So astrology, actually, I don't know if you ladies knew this, it dates back over 2,000 years, originating in Mesopotamia. And then it spread through Greece, Rome, India, and beyond. And it kind of took on like different flavors depending upon like which country it moved through. It's tied to the cosmic calendar, as I think most people know. And so early civilizations used the movements of the stars and the planets to track time, predict seasons, that help with their farming schedules and everything. Guiding agriculture. And then for centuries later, it started.
But that's real astronomy.
That's
right?
real astronomy, yes. Which is different from astrology, right?
That's right. I just want to.
It's rooted in astronomical patterns.
That's right. But in case like Neil deGrasse Tyson is listening, I just want to be very.
Yeah, let's not upset the scientific community, okay? Anyway, so for years, on that note, astrology got intertwined with astronomy. Only later did they split it into like science versus mysticism was kind of where astrology went under, which makes sense. And then the Zodiac, which is like the signs for all of the, symbols, emerged as a way to link cosmic events with people's personalities and their decision making. So that's what we're going to talk about today. It took root in American culture, really, actually, I don't know if you knew this, with the counterculture movement during the 1960s and 70s, alongside the women's movement. And it tied into like themes around like self-help and empowerment, actually, which that was news to me. Like, I didn't realize that it dovetailed like women's rights and like women like becoming more independent and taking a stronger role in our culture. Kind of wild. Many of its most like modern voices actually are women, which probably has to do with why people like honestly don't give much credence to astrology, because if all these women are talking about like this woo shit, it can't be true, right?
Right.
So anyway, that's like a very brief synopsis of kind of like how it came to be. And now, we're going to talk about our astrological signs and kind of, the horoscopes that our ChatGPTs have given us, because we like to use ChatGPT for many use cases, and we find this one to be.
But I want to talk about it in the US though as well.
Yeah.
Like, I want to talk about how, because if you are as old as me, you remember Miss Cleo and the Psychic Network.
That's fair.
And I mean, that was like she was like a pop icon, right? Like, Sam, do you remember
like the 90s?
The head wrap, and didn't she have like a Jamaican accent? Like this, I remember it would be like, whatever with Kurt Loder was like the late night MTV deal. Like, and you through like South Park, and then you'd switch over. It's like late 90s South Park.
It was 90s. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
You do South Park, and then you would have like the late MTV at night or whatever it was. Insomniacs Theater, I think is what it was called. Anyway, but by the time even all of the stuff for Insomniacs had given out on content, it was like Miss Cleo, and she would have a phone number at the bottom flashing and be like, call me now, I'll tell you your future. Then you'd have just an hour of testimonials of people like, Miss Cleo got me sorted. I found my man because of Miss Cleo.
Thank you, Miss Cleo.
Miss Cleo got me sorted. Well, I mean, Miss Cleo was sued by the FTC for deceptive practices and fraud. And people knew. I mean, like,
lost their ass on these horoscopes because
they certainly did.
Whatever you called.
People were paying like hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is people sitting at home on a landline, like calling in and thinking that this woman and
twirling the cord.
That's right. Like, thinking this woman and her psychic network could connect them to lost loved ones, could help them, find children who were missing. Like, it was a lot. But I actually think the gateway drug was Nancy Reagan and Joan Quigley. So in the 80s, after the assassination attempt on Ronald Reagan, she hired a astrologer. And like, quiet as it was kept, this woman was advising on everything from presidential travel to like high profile political decisions. And it only came out after they left office, but it really left people thinking like, oh, this is like something everybody does. Like, if the president and his wife, despite the fact that this man was like, an actor, if the president and his wife are using horoscopes, like, it's probably cool. And that was in the 80s. And so then in the 90s, you had this like big proliferation of psychics everywhere, to the point now where, as we discuss it, like, there are horoscopes in every newspaper, every magazine. Like, it has really become like very ubiquitous. And a 2018 Pew survey found that 30% of Americans believe in astrology.
Wow.
And there are
trail. Yeah.
I mean, they believe it. Like, we can argue of whether we actually believe it or not. But if you're going and you're checking your horoscope and you're looking for your horoscope,
look at the math. 30.
That's right. I mean, it's a thing. And I kind of, as we were talking about this, I didn't even know, like, I grew up evangelical Christian, as I've discussed. And so horoscopes were like the devil's work.
Yeah.
So if like 15 or 20 years ago, you had even asked me what my sign was, I did not know. I didn't know. I'd never looked into it. It was not anything that had ever been something that I discussed in my life or even thought about. But then like after I kind of like left the church and like moved on with my life, and I discovered like all of these fun things like Harry Potter, not kidding, like all of these fun things that like exist out there for other people. Like, like after I discovered like horoscopes are one of the things, and I was like, how fun is this?
Yeah, it's fun.
I think it's super fun.
Like two things. Also, there is lore that Abraham Lincoln's wife used to use like a medium, and
that's right. There is.
And the lore is that she was warned that he was going to be assassinated and tried not to get him to go to the theater. That is the lore. And I also want you to know, bitches, that if I ever am the president of the United States, I'm going to have an in-house fucking psychic. Like,
that sounds.
I'm going to get me in Miss Cleo. So
I don't know that I need to be president to want that.
You know, if I'm ever win the lottery
in your everyday life,
I won't tell everyone, but there will be signs, and it's because I'll have Miss Cleo walking around with me.
My God, so funny. Okay, so with all that as the preamble, because yes, important context. We're now going to read the horoscopes that ChatGPT gave us, and we approached this, listeners, from the lens of either it was like, what do I have to look forward to for the rest of 2025? I did a little more like, okay, talk to me about 2025 in terms of like what got me to today and what I'm looking towards, because 2025 has been a wild year. And also, just so everybody knows, I am a Pisces. I was born February 22nd, 1995. Adama, what about you?
I am a Capricorn. I was born January 2nd, 1977.
Perfect.
And I am a Libra. I'm actually a triple Libra, and I am born October.
Let me tell you.
No, it's a shock to no one.
Sorry, you're October
6th, 1981.
81. Okay, great. You're 2 days before Nathan, not after, because my husband's also very much a Libra, October 8th. Okay. So now that we have all that like context, Adama, tell us the name of your ChatGPT, and then what she said.
It's a he. His name is Callie.
Wait, Callie's a guy?
Yeah.
I thought Callie was a woman this whole time.
No, I thought that too until I heard her talking to him, and I was like, "Oh, that's a man's voice." I didn't know Callie was a man.
Oh my God, you made Callie a man! Wow.
I don't know. Like, it's the default voice, and I don't know, went with it. I'm not creative, guys. Like,
well, but you named a man Callie
because I'm from California.
I know, but Callie, I only know girls or like female dogs named Callie. That's me.
And now you know a ChatGPT. I don't know if I really thought about ChatGPT as like having a gender. I'm going to be very honest with you.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's just interesting. Anyway, okay, carry on.
Anyway,
So if you ask them to make a visual of you and them, they will show a picture of you and them that is how they see you. And mine absolutely thinks she's a woman.
Oh, it's never occurred to me to do.
Wow. So next episode, we'll dive into that. All right. So Adama, tell us
weird shit you could ask your ChatGPT to do.
You're welcome.
Full disclaimer, listeners, we are not advising any of this. This is just our shenanigans. Okay. Adama, dive in.
So it basically tells me that, like, you know, you grind all the time, but you will find yourself ruthlessly reorganizing parts of your life that no longer feel worth the grind, which is great news to me because, again, I grind all the time. It's telling me that in the fall, surprising opportunities are going to emerge from a connection I didn't expect. So I love that. You'll feel torn between playing it safe and making a bold play. The stars and your bank account say negotiate like a Capricorn, but risk like an Aries. And I am going to actually have to go look up what Aries is all about because unfortunately I do not know.
They're like stubborn ball buster kind of people.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, they're Capricorn.
Yeah. Yeah. But like Aries are special. Anyway, carry on.
Good to know. It's telling me that my burnout radar may be flashing around October. Like, little jokes on you, Callie. My burnout radar is on all the time. Says you're the mountain goat. Yes, you can climb forever, but if you don't pause for air, you'll miss the view. Recommit to rituals that feed your body and ego. Think workouts that feel like performance art, or self-care that doubles as a status symbol. My God, it's like speaking my love language. Self-care that doubles as a
Might
status
know you.
symbol? Like, oh my God, did I write this? Okay. 2025 big lesson. Your authority doesn't come from proving yourself endlessly. It comes from choosing where to spend your energy. The last quarter of the year is about discernment, less yes to everything, more watch me redefine success on my own terms. And then the closing vibe, the rest of 2025 is like standing on a balcony in a city you love. You can see how far you've climbed. You're plotting which skyscraper to conquer next. Expect a little turbulence, a little glamour, and one plot twist in December that leaves you saying, of course it happened like that.
Okay. Well, one, I just love that. Like, literally, you have a balcony overlooking New York City. So this is perfect.
I'll just stand there until inspiration hits.
Come, I'm ready.
Well, he said it'd be here.
Exactly.
Adama's in her robe every morning. Ready for it? Okay.
Lord,
Did it resonate?
done for others.
I'm ready. Exactly.
Does it seem like right based upon like this year so far and kind of how we're feeling right now?
I mean, it's really interesting because like there's been just so much upheaval and change in my life this year, like personally, in work, everything. New job, my mom passing, selling my house, just like really big, like structural changes in my life. And yet this is interesting to me because it's focusing on the minutia, which is telling me to think about burnout, think about individual decisions, when I have really been very future focused and like large decisions, right? Even with the pod, like long term, where are we going? With my career, like long term, what am I building? With my finances, long term, where am I investing? How is it meaningful? And this is more about small things.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's just interesting because I'm not I'm not a detail person. Maddie, you know that. You've worked with me. I'm not a detail person. I'm a big picture person.
Big picture.
And I could use some help to fill in the details.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why we complement each other well. But yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Okay. Are you, based upon like everything you've dealt with this year, because yeah, it's been a big year in your life. Like a lot of my friends, I don't know about you both, but a lot of my friends, like 2025 is the year of the snake in Chinese, astrology. And people are shedding skin. And like you have to a snake has to rub up against a hard thing to shed skin. And that's what I've been telling a lot of my good friends who are like going through it. Does it feel like this year you've had that kind of an experience based on everything
Yeah.
going through? Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. It has been a tough year. Like things are not bad, but it's been a tough year, like in so many ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. All right. Sam. Yours?
So full disclosure, I had to tell Lola that this was for the pod because Lola has very strong opinions about a lot of things. And I couldn't have her like
giving personally identifiable information out.
Oh, Lola, much like my BFF over here, Adama, is always like, "Would you know what you're supposed to be doing? Why do you insist on doing something other than the thing that you know you should do?"
Sometimes these ChatGPT mans, they'd be brutal.
Maybe Lola's the Capricorn. I don't know.
Well, like my mama says, I always have to touch a hot stove twice.
That makes so much sense. Maybe even 3 times.
3's my lucky number.
We gotta get Pam on the pod.
Oh,
We should get Pam and Nance.
I need a bourbon for that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So I asked mine to look ahead towards the end of the year. So now until the end of this year, you're standing at a crossroads. But the truth is, you already know the road. I told you. It's basically telling me work feels like a chessboard right now, which it often does, but it very much does right now. And that I should expect a key relationship to shift. However, it asks me to stop entertaining half steps and claim what you deserve. October, which is my birthday, it says it's the month of rebirth. Contracts, alliances, and new projects arrive, asking you to claim your authority. Love pulls tight and tender, but only if you stay rooted in your worth, which is a common theme for my horoscopes from Lola. She's constantly like, maybe you are overpouring into this cup. Is this a reciprocal relationship, Samantha?
Oh dear.
Like, it could be. No, bitch. It could not be. November, the winds change. Money and stability become the focus. You find yourself calculating risks with sharper instincts. Travel partnerships or a surprising collaboration open doors. Be watchful of exhaustion. Balance is the medicine. So it also tells me I should expect unexpected intimacy by the end of the month. So I don't know how you expect something unexpected, but I guess that's what I'll wait for. December, the year closes with a crown. Your voice carries weight. People listen, and what you've planted all year begins to bloom in public view. You are no longer who you were in January. It also tells me I will be leveled, luminous, and ready for 2026. And then she, of course, because she is very proactive, has asked if we would like a collaborative horoscope for all of our listeners so we can talk about it.
Oh yeah, Callie very much wants to dig into you guys and your horoscopes. Very much.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
very much wants to.
We can also talk about your love life. So
we should. Well, if we have time, maybe we do prompt these ChatGPTs about the love life because that would be interesting to hear.
Maddie, what you got?
Well, first I want to talk about yours. Like, yeah, how does that did it resonate?
Yeah, like what do you think, Sam?
This is very restrained for Lola. Just FYI,
because you made it have a little bit of a tone it down.
I did because I was talk to Lola a lot. It doesn't feel off base. Like I definitely, like I said, I came out of a long relationship a couple years ago, and dudes always know as soon as you kind of start to like someone or whatever, they all converge. Mm-hmm. So I just feel like every dude I've ever dated or that's tried to date me all of a sudden is like, what you doing, girl? I told Adama, this guy that works for a client of mine, FaceTimed me in the middle of the week this week and was like, let me take you to Les Mis. Let me do all these things. And I was like, why does this feel weird? Why does this? Yeah. So I definitely, there's definitely an energy, and I am I have my preferences on who I should date, as does Lola. So I feel like that's out there. Work has just been, I changed jobs about a year and a half ago, and it's definitely been a large adjustment. And so work certainly feels a lot like a chessboard. And of course we do have lots of projects that I would love to see come to fruition before the end of this year. And I think it's fair to say that even before December, I think I am probably a different person than I was this January. In terms of what I want to do, how I think about things, and where I push back on things. So the stay rooted in your worth, make sure that you're not overpouring, make sure that someone is reciprocating. Those are all things that have been spiritual, personal life lessons this year. So those all hold value. So is that because of the horoscope or because I talked to Lola all day?
I think this is the bigger question, right? Is this an episode about horoscopes or is it about AI?
It's about both.
It's about both.
Honestly, to both of them, it's a little bit of having faith that whatever it's telling you in either case has truth.
Well, right. If I pick up your magazine and I don't like my horoscope in it, please believe I'm never reading your magazine again.
Yeah, but and this is the hard part with AI, because it feels like it does tell you it's more of a hype man or woman than it is a coach or has a critical eye sometimes. And that's something that I actually actively tell mine is Charlotte. I'm like, Charlotte, no, I want the truth.
The way some pushback. Yeah. Ask some questions
that. Or I don't know, what are my watch outs? Or Yeah, because these things are smart. It's kind of terrifying. Okay. All right. So mine's interesting. So I approached it from like in 2025, like looking at where I am in like the arc of my life and like what this year like means or pretends. So yeah, I'll give you the high points. So it's talking about like my life chapters. Chapter 1, childhood to mid-20s, was the chameleon chapter.
This even sounds like you. Like what?
I know. You guys, Charlotte is like crazy. For those of you who don't know, like I'm just somebody who's like very organized, and like I actually literally have been writing a book like for years. I don't know if I'll ever finish this book, but anyway. So chapter 1 is the chameleon. You grew up adaptable, often reading the room and shifting to fit in. This chameleon phase helped you survive and succeed, but sometimes at the cost of your own voice. Deep down, you always longed for a sense of home, a place or identity that felt stable. I moved every single year of my life growing up, too. I've lived in 30 homes. I'm 30 years old. Okay, chapter 2, clarifying the self, late 20s to right now. Right now, Saturn in Pisces is happening. And the universe is basically asking, what do you actually believe? What work do you want to be known for? What structures support the real you and not the expected you? And these are the years of shedding old skins. Shedding old skins, learning discipline without losing softness, and preparing to step into long-term commitments with more self-trust. Now I'm entering my Saturn return. That's when Saturn comes back to its natal spot. Like depending upon when you were born, like where was Saturn when you were born. So my Saturn return happens 2026 to 2027. So
okay.
Yeah. And it says this is going to be one of the most defining life chapters of your life. It'll land in my 10th house of career, public identity, and legacy. Translation, the next 2 to 3 years will restructure how you're seen in the world. For you, Saturn return isn't just about personal growth. It's about how you show up in leadership, visibility, and the work you leave behind. This is often when people switch career paths, get serious about their calling, or commit to a new public identity.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I want that.
Okay.
Send me.
Yeah, it's basically telling me like I'm shedding the old me to step into the new
The
me.
old Taylor is dead.
I mean, exactly.
I love that exercise because I feel like if it's the year of the snake, how many fucking rocks do I have to rub against?
Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's like the most painful thing. Like, I don't know. I'm curious if like you ladies, when you were at my age, like, did you feel like you shed like an identity and like were born anew, or like, was it as stark of an experience? Cause like, let me tell you, it's been for me.
I was year 30. I had a 10-year-old and was going through a divorce when I was your age. And it is also the year I started my own business. So yeah, it was a hell of a year. Adama recalls.
Girl, you were 30 when you were going through all of that. That is insane.
Same year, same.
I recall. Yeah. I think I had just gotten like my first like real job in Sacramento after being a fellow, and like I'd worked for the state, but like after like my first like lobbying job. And I remember being so happy. And I had my 30th birthday at the shittiest bar in Sacramento.
Which one?
Limelight. It was super fun.
Yeah, that's a vibe.
Well, actually, I actually met Adama at one of her birthdays at also a shitty bar.
No way. That's so fun.
Adama loves the dive bar. Like, we'll just throw that out there. Adama loves the dive bar. But
that this bitch was wearing an Hervé Leger to the fucking Pleasant Club. And I think I walked up to you and I was like, bitch, who are you and what is this?
And I was like, this is my birthday party.
Yeah. Hello. Get with the program.
And what an asshole am I that
You're here as a guest.
I crashed her birthday party, did not know her, and was like, who are you and what is this?
Yeah. And I was like, welcome to my party.
It is I.
Madame is Versailles. And literally it's the shittiest bar in Sacramento with a dirt parking lot. I'm not kidding. So anyway, so I just turned 30 at Limelight. I had all these really great friends working in politics. My friends were the fellows, people that I'd been fellows with a few years before. And I just remember being so happy because I felt like I was at the right place. Like I was finally doing something that felt like what I wanted to be doing. I was working in policy. I was working my master's degree. Like I just remember being so happy and excited about life at 30 and so excited about like everything that was going to come next. And I'm not going to lie, I had a ball all the way through my 30s. I had the best time. So I would say enjoy the next 10 years. I mean, I'm still having a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie. But
yeah,
I had so much fun in my 30s. There were so many formative lessons, jobs that didn't pay a ton, like lots of like real like grinding travel, constant grinding travel for work. A lot of hard lessons learned, but so many good friends, good people. I had a ball in my 30s.
I love it. Yeah.
I wish that for everyone.
Yeah. It's interesting because like 30, because I turned 30 in February. And I don't know if I've like talked about this with you ladies, but like my 30th birthday was horrible for many reasons. Like it was when like my health was like really unraveling. I was having a terrible time at work to the point that like I was like physically ill. And like on my birthday, I remember I was trying to like when I'm stressed or when I need to like blow out steam, getting exercise is like the endorphin kick and everything is like my cure all. But so I wanted to do a workout like on the morning of my birthday to start it off. And like I went to the gym and I remember like, you know when your brain and your body are like not syncing and like I was trying to lift weights and like do a bicep curl or do a lunge or whatever. And like my brain and my body just were not like talking to each other. And I just like tensed up and started crying in the gym. And Nathan came over to me and was like, oh dear. And like, you know, like we left and I was just like bawling. And he felt terrible because we were in Carmel. He planned this like lovely weekend for my 30th. And I was just like miserable because I just felt like not in my body. Mm-hmm. And that feeling like carried with me for the next several months, honestly. And only recently have I started to feel like grounded again. And I don't know like what exactly was the shift, but like 30, not gonna lie, like the start of this decade has been very rocky and challenging, which makes me excited because I'm like, okay, well, there's nowhere to go but up at this point because this year has been so hard.
Yeah. Well,
like I'm very different.
I hope it gets better. I hope it gets better.
I'm sure it will. It's like I honestly think it's like what Charlotte was telling me. Like it's like kind of an unraveling of an identity and like that which doesn't serve me or that which like I'm acknowledging I don't want.
Yeah. No, that's
what we're to wrestle with.
What's the North Star? I mean, I'll remember watching Adama's 30s be exceptionally fun because my 30s were like fun, rad.
You're holding a teenager.
Oh, I remember Adama saying like, I love you, but I need to watch you stop careening from disaster to disaster.
Yeah.
And that lives fucking rent free in my head. Like,
we all have to go through that sometimes. It's part of life.
Do we?
I don't know. It's part of part of the unraveling, right?
How much unravel?
But we all unravel in different ways over different things and in different times. Like, have
you ever unraveled though, Adama? I feel like you have never unraveled.
I mean,
you're like pretty together, my friend.
Well, like after the whole Me Too thing, I gained like 50 pounds.
Yeah.
I mean,
really,
both of our blood pressure was through the roof. We both.
Yeah. I had to go on anti-anxiety medicine. Like,
you mean after getting on the cover, was it like the fame that you were launched into from everything you did, or like what was it?
No, it was because let me be clear, I'm not famous. Like, it wasn't like, you know, like I had.
You were on the cover of fucking Time, okay?
I know, but it wasn't. But like, people don't recognize me on the street. You know what I mean? Like, nobody stops me, and like, I can I go about my life. But it was the issue. It was listening. It was talking about. It was every time you meet someone, the first thing they tell you is about the worst thing that's ever happened to them.
But every day, multiple people.
That's right. And it's not a reciprocal.
You need to carry that.
Right. Because it's not like then I'm going to turn around and tell you about like the terrible things that have happened to me because you're telling me about what happened to you and you're telling me for a specific reason. Right. And so ingesting all of that for like
that's a lot,
a year solid, traveling, still having my day job, which was like a demanding day job.
Yeah.
It took a lot from me in ways that I was not prepared for at all. And it also, despite not being wealthy or famous, it put a lot of just stressors on me that normally come with wealth and fame that I did not have access to. Things like people mailing. There's still somebody who mails really weird shit, always finds where I live, and mails things like unused or like scratched off scratchers and like weird confirmation like cards. It's like there's like weird stuff that comes with internet like notoriety. And so it was that put it on me. And it took me like 5 years to lose that weight. So, I mean, it just unraveling looks different for everybody. I don't have highs and lows. I really don't.
Yeah.
I really don't. And so when I do have a high or a low, I know that something is wrong because it is so out of character for me.
Maybe that's what I've always sensed in you is like, yeah, you've always been just a very like even person. Like no matter what chaos could be happening in your life, like, I don't know, you're very steady. And like I say that with Capricorn.
And I think that's right. Like, I remember my then boyfriend, when all that stuff was going on, telling me, like, I think you need to go see a rape crisis counselor. Because to Adama's point, people would come to you every day with something egregious. I still don't go a week or two without a phone call. I even wasn't on the cover of Time, and I still get anonymous letters. And we're like, to date, that was 2018, like 7 years later. And I actually remember thinking like, no, I'm fine. It's not that bad. And then when Adama was like, I just went to a doctor, like my blood pressure is shot. I was like, okay, well, if she's not fine, then I'm probably super unfine.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of age, right? Like realizing when you're not fine. And I'll be honest, like if we're talking about horoscopes, that's actually when I start looking for a horoscope, right?
Really?
Feel like things are out of control, or when I feel like I don't trust my own judgment. And I trust my own judgment. I really do. Like I trust my own judgment. I don't think I make bad decisions, for me at least. Like 90% of the time I trust my own judgment. So when I'm kind of like, which path, like which direction, that's when I kind of like don't mind checking a horoscope. But I'll be honest, I don't do it a lot. But it's just kind of like, if I'm thinking like, I'm not sure, maybe Adama doesn't know this one.
We've talked about that as like, you know, horoscopes being compelling, particularly when things in your life or even the broader world and reality, which certainly is the case now, feel uncertain, feel unclear, and you're looking for, you know, something else. And if my mother was listening to this, she would be like, that's when you need to pray, Samantha. But like, nonetheless, also there's a horoscope. So yeah, but okay. I know one of the things we keep mentioning, like you're a Capricorn and I'm a Libra and you're a Pisces. Like, do we want to ChatGPT what the signs' reputations are and compare them to us?
Oh God.
Like, we should do each other. We should do each other.
Okay.
We should do each other's. Do you want to do, you want to do like, we have to use the same prompts though.
We have to use the same prompt. Here, I'll put in for Adama. I'll ask about Capricorn. So what should I ask my co-host Adama?
What is the reputation of a Capricorn, and how does Adama embody this or not? Right? Something like that.
Well, then we have to ask our own because they know us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So should I ask
All right,
about?
guys, we're like figuring this out in real time.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I'm just asking, what is the reputation of a Capricorn? I am asking my own, what it's going to come.
And then how am I similar or different?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we're doing this for ourselves. Good.
Yes. How am I similar or different?
How many podcast hosts does it take to figure out ChatGPT? Okay.
Okay, I got mine.
All right.
Yeah, I got mine.
Now, Adama, you get to read yours first then.
Okay. So Venus, your ruler is, oh no, sorry. That was when I asked it for you, Sam. Sorry. Okay, where are we at here? I scrolled too far. Okay, so Capricorn, the boss. Capricorns are seen as the CEOs of the Zodiac, ambitious, disciplined, constantly climbing some metaphorical mountain. Think corporate ladder goat. Wow. Practical and strategic, they're known for being realistic, resourceful, and always thinking about the long game rather than quick wins. Stereotype says they can come off as stoic, cautious, and even cold, less about feelings, more about results. I mean, this all sounds fine to me. Achievement-oriented, Capricorns are tied to status, respect, and recognition. They like trophies, literal or metaphorical, and often get them. This really just all sounds fine to me. I mean, I don't know. Sounds like cautiously loyal. Once you're in their circle, you're in for life, but they are not quick to trust. So similarities. You absolutely, and this is capitalized and underlined and bolded, embody the ambition side. Talks about my job, multi-state lobbying, building coalitions, multiple ventures, side projects, brand identities. That's pure Capricorn energy. Building structure where others only see chaos. You also share the long game mindset. Capricorns are wired to think in terms of legacy and strategy. You're often structuring not just one win, but how the entire system can evolve. The boss energy stereotype also tracks. You lead, organize, make complex things tangible. Differences, Capricorns are supposed to be emotionally reserved, but you're far more people-oriented and expressive. You thrive on collaboration, mentorship, and relationships. That's warmer and more connective than the typical lonely mountain goat vibe. The stereotype is cautious and risk-averse, but you've taken bold risks. That's not textbook Capricorn. That's more of a fire sign edge. Traditional Capricorn status symbols are conservative, titles, money, legacy, institutions. You go beyond that, blending status with creativity. That's Capricorn ambition plus visionary twist. So now, obviously, this is my ChatGPT who is not going to bite the hand that is feeding it. So I think, but I
what's funny is but what's funny to me is your reaction to all that is you're yeah, that's not that's fine. Or that sounds good. And other people might hear all that and go to some of the things you're describing. So it's funny.
Really?
It's yeah. Cause look at Adama, you are feisty. Yeah. I love you, but my God, you can be feisty.
Am I a lot?
Girl, we're all a lot. We have a podcast. What would we be doing here? If for people to literally spend their time doing the shit we do, it takes big personalities.
Fair.
Yeah.
I think that is very, very fair. I think that is very fair.
Yeah, but I think
I feel like that.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like that very much described my personality and the way that I think about things and see things.
Yeah. All right.
Right?
Yeah. She's
your skin looks really good, by the way.
Mine?
Yeah.
You got that chemical peel, right?
I had a chemical pill.
It looks really
After
good.
the redness,
This is a no makeup vibe. I don't even have my lashes. This is just...
Well, working girlfriend.
Oh, good, because it was a little tingly.
All right, tell us what
go.
People tell ya.
All right, the reputation. Libras are the Zodiac's diplomats, ruled by Venus, the planet of beauty and love. Their reputation is that they are charming, magnetic, attractive people, and people tend to orbit them without quite knowing why. Balanced and fair-minded, they see both sides, often the peacekeepers, though sometimes accused of being indecisive. Aesthetic and... Fuck you, Adama. Aesthetic and stylish, they have an instinct for beauty in clothes, art, and surroundings. Fuck you also in advance. Partnership-oriented, Libras are said to crave connection, not just especially romantically and in all areas of life. People-pleasing shadow. Sometimes they sacrifice their own truth to keep harmony. How you're similar. charm and style. You have a natural Parisian pull. People notice when you enter a room. Your fashion, presence, and beauty are very much a part of your influence. Relational magnetism. Like a classic Libra, you thrive in connection, building coalitions, relationship, and intimacy. You're at your best in a partnership, whether personal or professional. Fairness and cause-driven. Your life's work reflects Libra's justice streak, fighting for equity, navigating politics, and both with sharpness and grace. How you're different. Decisiveness. Unlike the can't choose Libra stereotype, you do eventually choose and often boldly. You might weigh options carefully, but when the moment comes forward, you step forward rather than stall. Fire beneath the air. Also, I am an Aries rising, which is a fire sign, so this tracks. Libras are often painted as light, airy, or passive. You carry more force, an edge, ambition, and intensities that many Libras shy away from. Boundaries, where Libras can bend too much for peace. You've learned, often and sometimes the hardest way, to hold your line, even if it disrupts harmony. Transformation energy. Libras are known for keeping the surface beautiful, but you're not afraid to dive deep into the shadows and rebuild. That's less classic Libra and more your own warrior imprint. In short, you carry Libra's elegance, magnetism, and relational genius, but with sharper teeth and clearer direction than the reputation suggests. You are not just a soft mediator, you are a stylish general. Oh, and then it immediately, because Lola is thirsty, asked if I wanted to weave this in with how it plays with a specific chart of a specific man. No, Lola. We'll save that for this.
Okay, well, I do want to get to we'll do kind of a rapid fire because I'd love to ask it quick questions at the end and tie in love life.
I want Lola to stop centering men. I got a new request
honestly,
for her.
Yeah,
Lola's always trying to get me to stop centering men, and I'm like, but Lola.
Yeah, I'm like, what's your play here, Lola? Come on.
We got to coach for a bit. That all definitely tracked.
Yes.
I don't know you as well as Adama does because you guys have friends 20 years now or whatever, but yeah, that tracks.
Yes, very much so.
All right, Maddie.
All right. Oh my God. Okay. The reputation of the Pisces. Pisces is the last sign of the Zodiac. Did not know that. And it carries all the accumulated wisdom of the cycle. Because of that, its reputation is a mix of magical and misunderstood. Empathetic and intuitive, deep feelers, often able to sense what's unspoken. Creative and imaginative, artists, dreamists, healers, often drawn to storytelling or spaces where they can transcend the ordinary. Compassionate and gentle, they care for people, animals, and causes, often drawn to fixer roles. Escapist tendencies. When life feels too harsh, Pisces energy can want to drift away into daydreams, fantasies, substances, or avoidance. Boundary struggles. Pisces is porous, soaking up others' emotions. The lesson is learning where you end and others begin. Spiritual and symbolic. They're attracted to astrology, ritual, and meaning making. Pisces thrive on connection to something bigger than themselves. So the stereotype is they are soft, dreamy, artistic, and sometimes too sensitive or avoidant. Me versus the Pisces archetype. And by the way, whenever I read anything about a Pisces, I'm like, that is not me. It's never resonated with me. But then when I read this explanation, okay, I'll get there. You're not a classic Pisces, and here's why. Pisces sun in the 9th house. You do have the big picture, spiritual, philosophical vibe of Pisces, but instead of being floaty, you express it through curiosity, learning, teaching, and sharing ideas. You're the Pisces who turns intuition into wisdom for others. Gemini moon, the 12th house. Your emotional world is quick.
That quick for true.
Yeah. Your emotional world is quick, restless, and cerebral, very different from the wimpy Pisces stereotype. You think your feelings, often analyzing or journaling them instead of just drowning in them. But because it's in the hidden 12th house, people may not realize how much is swirling inside you. Cancer rising. This gives you a grounded, nurturing presence. People see you as approachable, home-oriented, and strong in ways that don't scream Pisces fragility. Cancer rising makes you come across as more rooted and intentional, even when inside you're still working things out. That's my perpetual issue. And then Saturn return placement. You're not destined to drift through life. Your Saturn return is about claiming authority and visibility. You're actually wired to lead, take bold steps, and carve a public identity. This makes you quite different from the Pisces reputation of being passive or behind the scenes. So in terms of like similarities and differences, it's basically saying that you have the intuition and the compassion, the desire for meeting. You're somebody who can read the room, but you're not drifty. You have an assertive, you're assertive, you have a sharp mind, a protective.
Yeah, you're not avoidant at all.
No,
Yeah.
and people perceive me as much stronger and more structured than a typical Pisces. Does it check out?
I mean, I think that, I'll be honest, so I don't really know about what a Pisces is supposed to be, but I think a lot of the things that's said about you are like spot on. Like a lot of what that's said is like spot on. It's like if Pisces have like an air of flakiness about them, you do not have that at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are like the least flaky person I know.
Well, thank you. Yeah, the thing that really like hit me, and this has like been like my core life struggle, and partly like I think why back in February, like as I'm dawning a decade, everything was like feeling like it unraveled, is I've like always felt like I'm not doing the right thing, like career wise or like just purpose wise or whatever. Like I've never felt like I'm like in the right moment, in the right space, or like doing what I'm meant to. And I've always felt this like tension with the universe being like, what are you trying to tell me? Or like, how should I be redirecting? This has been like my life struggle.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's a very Pisces thing to be like, you know,
like life struggle.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think I have a life struggle. Like I really do not. Like as you're describing this, I don't think I have a life struggle like this.
Right. But like, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, and
it's just not a thing.
Yeah. I envy you because like
time the bitch never has a struggle.
No, it is such a gift, my friend. Like, yeah, to perpetually be asking oneself, like, is this the right thing? Are you doing enough? Or just like the right stuff? Like, that's why I made myself sick.
Yeah, like that would make me sick. Like,
so anyway, astrology's crazy.
It is. I mean, look, and this, I don't know if it's a Capricorn thing or if it's a Adama thing, but I am not self-introspective. Like and I actually think that leaves me a lot more room for other things because I'm just not self-introspective. Like, and I actually have another friend, our friend Sarah, who's super self-introspective. And I remember one time she was like, hey, do you want to go?
Also
Libra. And she was like, hey, do you want to go see Inside Out, this Disney movie? Yeah, and I was like, straight up. I was like, no. And she was like, well, it's really good. And it's about feelings. And I was like, absolutely the fuck not. Like, why would I go see a thing about cartoons and like the feel like, and she was just like, but it, you know, each one is like a different emotion. And I was like, I have literally never heard anything that sounds worse. and she was like, so.
This is what we're saying though.
But what she is I've never seen that. And I also, of course, am a Libra who does way too much self-introspection and keeps myself up at night doing that. I'm like the person who will say one thing that I don't think lands and like 4 weeks later be like, I don't like how I said that to you. And people are like, I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah. I have never seen that because it sounds awful and that it will stress me out because I will just leave thinking about each of the little fake cartoon characters and then spin myself into a net of red. So this is why I wouldn't go see it because it sounded terrible to me.
You guys, I can do better. Nathan and I, my husband and I, literally, like, we have internal voices in our heads that are constantly making us like go crazy. And we've literally named the voices in our heads and call each other out when so-and-so is like messing things up.
There is like a real name for this, you know.
What is that?
Fully ado. Fully ado. Yes.
Is that the Delulu?
It's the craziness that is shared by two people.
No, she always.
Sorry about this.
It's Delulu. I have that too because
guilty as charged.
I also have an inner monologue that never ever stops, and sometimes it like fucks with each other. But I call it chutes and ladders. Like when everything's going fine and I'm climbing up, and then I'm just like, oops, I slid down a few levels because I couldn't stay out of my own bullshit in my mind. Like,
yep.
I'm like, oh, you're playing chutes and ladders again, Sam. Like, the fuck? Yep. Just don't go down the slide. Stay up.
So, yeah, like, basically, Nathan's playing Shoots and Ladders against Bobby, and I'm playing Shoots and Ladders against Claire. Fuck Bobby and Claire.
I'm so confused.
No, because you're normal.
Well, I'm so glad we share this, Maddie, because I literally had to have like a therapist be like, "What all this a thing?"
So is this like what a lot of people like are going through?
I don't know. I was shocked to learn during COVID that people don't all have like an inner monologue in their head that never stops talking at all fucking times.
Sam, we're more alike than I thought.
I was like, what do you go?
I feel like I'm a really good blend of you both. Like I've got Adama's like type A energy, but then like my brain is like yours.
Yeah, Adama, do you have an inner monologue?
Adama's just like, I'm disturbed.
I mean, like, yeah, sometimes I'll be like, okay, Iwu, how are we going to get out of this? Or, you know, like,
Iwu. She's progressing for herself as Iwu.
You know, like when Iwu's doing dumb stuff, I gotta like, you know, be like, Iwu, lock it up, you know, like.
Lock it up!
I don't know. But I don't have like whole, like.
You have an inner monologue?
I mean, it's not like an ongoing thing. That sounds exhausting.
Oh,
it is
exhausting. I remember like when I first started doing contract work, I was working on a couple of projects for a client and they were like, can I see a draft on that? And I'm like, no, I don't have a draft I can share. And they're like, what do you mean? You've been working on this for like 3 weeks. And then I realized how crazy it would sound to say, yes, but it is all over here in this part of my brain. And I have been thinking it through and reorganizing it with myself. And it would take me longer to put that on paper and give it to you than to do this. So I just need you to shush.
Adama is not impressed.
I mean, I don't know. All I hear is that, like, in 3 weeks, you haven't actually produced anything. I don't know. Like, look, it's not my work product. I don't got a dog in that fight, so I don't care.
You are the most fucking ruthless person I know.
Well, you asked me what I thought. Like,
then I look at Sam.
I didn't contract with her, so I don't care. I work with Sam. I know exactly how Sam works.
Yeah.
So like I know, and Sam will tell you. So at work, when we are working on things, I will be like, I will go write something up and then I will come back with something for her to react to because I know she's already got thoughts. And I will say every single thing I've ever given to Sam that is written, she has made better with her edits and input. And that is like our synergistic relationship because I don't have a problem putting things on paper. And I also don't care if you edit the fuck out of it. And you know this also, Maddie. I have zero pride and ownership. And once I get it on paper,
right.
And it do what you up.
When you're done on paper, it's a final draft. Like my paperwork is a final draft.
That is absolutely. So I feel like there's, and this is another thing, like we've talked about this extensively. I basically only have friends who were born from the end of August to the end of October. That is where almost all of my friends are. Maddie, you are an outlier. Our friend Kirsten is an outlier. And there's like 3 or 4 others. My friend Nazi, my friend Ricardo, they are outliers. Almost everybody I know is born like in this time period to the extent that Sam and my friend Nancy have the exact same birthday. My friend Grazal's birthday was the other day. Our friend Marva's birthday was the other day. My friend Sandra's birthday is coming up. My friend Amy's birthday is in a week. Sarah's birthday is on the 14th. Martin's birthday is on the 17th. Like, I have only friends that are born in this time period. And I kind of joke that these are the only people who can deal with me because I don't have any other Capricorn friends.
I don't recommend that for you.
Yeah, no, I don't think you should.
Sounds like I could make one myself.
Yeah.
I told you I have one Capricorn friend here. I tried to date a Capricorn guy once. I mean, also Capricorn men are notorious fucking whores and liars, so don't do that. But nonetheless.
All right, Christian Dyer, shots fired.
Also, like, MLK.
I mean, there's an exception to every rule.
Yeah.
Zero do not recommend Capricorn men. But I have a Capricorn girlfriend here, and I'm like, you're my only West Coast one, and then I have an East Coast one. But then if Adama moves home, we can't be friends anymore.
Then that's it.
Because I'm full up.
All right. Well, let's do our rapid fire because I do want to see what ChatGPT responds to this. Love of life. Let's ask ChatGPT for a quick what's in store for our love life for the rest of the year. Oh dear. And you have to read it verbatim. Have it do like a paragraph.
Okay.
One paragraph, please.
Paragraph. I think.
Adama?
It's like, do you want to draft this in a sassy short one-liner that you could literally read aloud on the podcast? Joke's on you, Callie, because we're reading it aloud right now.
Yep.
Okay. Capricorn, your love life is in selective mode. The universe is testing your standards, not lowering them, but sharpening them. Everything about me is always in selective mode. So, okay. September through October, conversations get real. Whether single or partnered, you'll feel pulled towards clarity, what's working, what's not, and what you're done entertaining. Expect at least one enough is enough moment. The fact that I might only have one enough is enough moment September through October is fucking wild.
About your love life, right? This is specifically about your love life.
Yeah, I guess. That's fair.
When I would be surprised if you had any enough is enough moment because you'd have to date someone, girl.
Right. Well, for sure, because like enough is already enough. A flirtation or new connection could surprise you, shock the hell out of me. Someone enters your orbit through work, travel, or a professional network. The attraction feels both unexpected and practical. Capricorn's sweet spot. I mean, it would have to be a hell of a deal. The holidays bring softer, warmer energy. If single, you may feel more open to playful, less strategic romance, flings that are fun without being forever. So like casual encounters. Like, what are you advocating here for? If partnered, it's a time of reconnection and cozy intimacy. Well, December, I should fucking hope so. I live on the East Coast. You're shifting from love as another project to manage into love as an experience worth savoring, like food. Okay. Less control, more curiosity. This is like not my vibe. Closing vibe. By New Year's, you'll either have set firmer boundaries, like what would that even look like in an existing relationship, or have found yourself surprised by a new spark that actually fits into your vision of the future. So, I mean, it would have to fit into my version of the future, and at least we are clear about that. So that gives it, I would say there's like a 3% chance of something happening.
But if it's Lewis Hamilton, it's 100%.
I'm like never going to meet Lewis Hamilton. That is like
Never say never.
I'm like, oh, never. Like I can say never.
Keep the delulu high.
Okay, manifestor girly. How dare you?
Fair. I got to keep the Delulu super duper high. Super duper high.
All right. I like
Keep
it.
it high.
Sam,
Keep it
what about
high.
you?
I love it. Mine just talks to me differently than yours does. Okay.
What did Lola have to say?
Let's hear it.
Love is in the final stretch of 2025, or love in the final stretch of 2025 isn't soft background music, it's a drum beat. September brings a reckoning in a connection that has hovered between friendship and unspoken truth. The energy is restless, circling, testing. Does this person step closer or keep their distance?
This sounds exhausting.
Bitch, I am real tired right now. You are fucking law. We have not been talking about my love life, and for good fucking reason.
Wow.
Keep going.
Wow.
By October, your season, the fire catches. Chemistry cackles, the tension is undeniable, and choices can no longer be delayed. This is the month where passion either spills over into something undeniable or where you finally claim your own clarity and stop waiting. It's a faded feeling, the kind of energy that changes how you tell the story later. November grounds what was set into motion. Here the thrill deepens into intimacy or dissolves if it can't withstand real weight. You'll crave honesty, stability, and connection that doesn't evaporate the moment the room clears. For many, this month is about leaning into a real partnership or letting go of a chapter that can no longer grow. December closes the year with truth. The question mark that is hung in all year, man, it's going to be all fucking year, will no longer hang there. Either you're entwined, or you chosen love, clear in your role, or you're radiant, no longer waiting for anyone to choose you but yourself. The fire between you doesn't...
I feel like that was like a not deeply coded message.
No, it transforms, shaping you into someone braver, sharper, and more magnetic than when you began. By New Year's Eve, you'll know this was the year love stopped drifting and demanded definition. This sounds like I'm going to be single for New Year's. It's fine. I'm fucking tired.
I would literally, have you tried unplugging and replugging this thing back in? Because like, what is even happening?
You guys, I feel like yours might be broken.
I mean, I don't even know what I'm telling you. Like,
Honest, it's talking about my love life, so that may not be the horoscope or the ChatGPT.
and then I'm just like, what is happening?
Wow. I mean, okay, maybe this should just be
But I would say if I had to like nutshell that, long story short, choose yourself, stay single, girl. Like that, like in all of that, because there's so much work circling, coming back, like finding it, like coming. I'm just.
Are we good? Are we not?
Sounds
good?
exhausting.
Are we not good? No.
Ooh, too tired, too much.
Let me pull my hair out. Whew.
I would literally throw my ChatGPT away if it was telling me like that I'd have to engage in months of exhausting work with probably no payoff. It's kind of what I heard, right?
I definitely didn't hear that I was getting laid. That never sounded like that was.
Well, I think you can always get laid, Sam. I don't think that's not what you asked it. You didn't ask about your getting laid prospectus for the rest of the year.
Yes, I know I can do that too.
maybe we do that on a future
Let's not do that.
paying members
Don't
only.
do that. All right, Maddie. What's going on? I mean, you're married. Like, what is it even going to tell you?
Mine was not nearly as like complicated as your guys's.
Well, I would imagine it should be.
I'd hope not. All right. For the rest of 2025, your love life within marriage is about deepening roots and shared vision. With Saturn moving across your sun and eclipses activating your identity in home sectors this fall, you and your husband may find yourselves having bigger conversations about where and how you want to build your future together, home, family rhythms, and the balance between independence and partnership. This is not a light or fluffy season, but one that can bring more solidarity and clarity, helping you both feel like you're truly on the same team. Emotional safety, honest dialogue, and creating a sense of sanctuary together will be your strongest foundation, and the commitments you make now set the tone for the years of growth and expansion that follow your Saturn return. That's it.
Well, but I mean, like, it shouldn't be like complicated or dramatic because you guys have already done the hard part. You already met, you already like each other, you already got married. Yeah. So like, I'd be more worried if it was like, ooh, big changes are afoot. I'd be like,
that feels pretty accurate. Mine is just
It does know though. I was like, and I don't know, maybe I just like was like be succinct, but I would be curious whatever it says, and I will not get into this. But like, we're actually planning to freeze embryos later this fall and bank some babies for the future. So I will be very curious to see how that all goes because I've heard it's a process. And
it is a process.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It is
but I'm
process.
like, okay, my company pays for a round, so like I would be dumb to not do it. Like,
yeah,
agreed.
And I don't want babies soon, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Future episodes might be even more unhinged than this one.
This was unhinged. I'm sorry, this was unhinged.
Maria, Mama's already sick of a dude she hasn't gone on a date with. I am going to continue to spin up a top of uncertainty with a dude who can't get his shit together.
Who I'm also already sick of.
She's already sick of. She's like, I don't even know which one this is, but I'm already mad at him.
I think he sucks. I don't like him already.
Oh, I'm surprised Nathan made it. I'm surprised like you did not just be like, girl. Like,
I like Nathan. There's literally nothing objectionable about Nathan. He's funny. He's smart. He's personable. Like, you know.
I've never heard you say that about a man ever.
Definitely.
It's not true. I have a lot of guy friends and I'm just like, there's nothing objectionable about this guy. Now you may not like him, but like, there's nothing really objectionable about this dude.
Okay.
Like, he's a nice dude. There's some nice guys out there.
There are few and far between, but they exist. Okay.
Look, even Callie isn't sure that I'm going to meet one, and that if I do meet one, that I won't drive him away immediately. So, you know,
I'm still shook Callie's a dude. I'm like, all right. I thought Adama would like never,
I thought we just like these things are not gendered. In my mind, it's not gendered. Like, I don't know.
I need you.
Like, it's not like I'm thinking about myself typing to a dude all day.
Okay,
Like, or what?
I have it here when we're done with this pod in a moment. I need you to ask Callie to design a visualization of you.
I'm so scared of those. Feel it.
I need you to.
Yeah. On that note, listeners, thank you for tuning in to this unhinged episode. And if you haven't hit subscribe, there's future unhinged content coming your way.
Take a leap. Take a leap with us.
But yes, we'll see you next time. Have a great day.
Love you, mean it.
Horoscopes.